Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Wherever you're at in the world, welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of Major League Baseball. Tonight, we are going to be bringing you the San Diego Padres and the San Francisco Giants, as this will be the first game of the series back at Petco Park. Last week, the Padres marched into San Francisco and swept the Giants before being humbled at home by the Los Angeles Dodgers on the weekend. And now they entertain the Giants here for a series that could determine both teams' fates. Actually, I would have to say that the San Francisco Giants could be buried in the season as they stand at 60-64. The Padres, who are 69-55 and in second place in the National League West, looking to claw their way back up into first place. Well, first of all, I'm going to give the starting lineups for the visitors from San Francisco. Leading off tonight and playing in left field is number 17, Heliot Ramos. Batting second and playing first base is number 10, Rafael Devers. Batting third at shortstop is number 2, Willie Adames. Batting in the cleanup spot and playing third base is number 10, Casey Schmidt. Batting fifth at DH tonight is number 41, Wilmer Flores. Batting in the sixth spot and in center field is number 51, Jung-Hoo Lee. Batting in the seventh spot and at second base is number 50, Christian Koss. Hitting eighth in right field is number 49, Tyler Fitzgerald. And batting ninth and doing the catching is number 14, Patrick Bailey. And they're going to be facing Nestor Cortes, who takes to the mound with a 1-1 record. He's worked 17 and a third innings. He's allowed 16 hits, 11 runs, all of which have been earned, walking 11 and striking out 17 while pitching to a 5.71 earned run average. Well, that's your lineup for the visitors from San Francisco. Now your lineup for the home team, the San Diego Padres. Leading off and playing in right field tonight is number 23, Fernando Tatis Jr. Batting second at first base is number 4, Luis Arraez. Batting in the third spot and doing the designated hitting is number 13, Manny Machado. Batting in the cleanup spot and in left field tonight is number 5, Ramon Laureano. Batting fifth and at shortstop is number 2, Xander Bogaerts. Hitting in the sixth spot at third base tonight is number 7, Jose Iglesias. Batting seventh and doing the catching is number 54, Freddie Fermin. Batting eighth at second base is number 9, Jake Cronenworth. And batting ninth in center field is number 29, Bryce Johnson. And they're going to be facing Robbie Ray, who takes to the hill with a 9-6 record. He's worked 148 innings. He's allowed 112 hits, 52 runs, 49 have been earned, walking 56 and striking out 152, while pitching to a 2.98 ERA. Those are your starting lineups, and we'll be back in 30 seconds with all the action right after this.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. We know baseball, and it is going to be coming to bat for the Giants in the top of the first inning. It'll be Heliot Ramos, Rafael Devers, and Willie Adames, as Nestor Cortes is just completing his tune-up tosses, and we are ready to get this one underway. It is a cutter, a four-seam, changeup, and a sweeper that will be featured tonight by the left-hander, as he has all kinds of tricks up his sleeve. He did have a pretty good start last week when we saw the game against the Giants, and he is expected to try to come out and try to repeat the performance here again tonight, as the lefty only making his third start for the Padres after coming over to trade from Milwaukee, where he had a short-lived experience with the Brewers. As Cortes looks around and he's making sure that his defense is ready to go. And there's something that is causing a minor delay in the game, as both Heliot Ramos and the catcher Freddie Fermin, and that obvious delay is they got to get the door shut in the outfield. They're having a problem with the mechanical doors. The security has it wide open where they keep the L screens and the screens for the park. Unfortunately, there is unable to get the door closed. It looks like it's automatic. They have a regular door and a big door as well. So Bryce Johnson going over to see if he can lend some assistance. So a minor delay to start the game, as the first door, the regular one, looks like it's able to be closed, or maybe not. But the staff for the Padres here, they're going to have to go over. They're going to need a hand here to try to get this thing closed. And that looks like the delay is going to be over here in just a moment as they've got the big one closed. Now they got to get the little door closed as well. And there you have it. We are ready to roll. So first pitch delayed because of a door opening in straightaway center by the batter's eye. Well, Robbie Ray ready to get this, Nestor Cortez ready to get this thing going here against Robbie Ray as the first pitch of the ball game is on its way, and it is a fastball taken for a called strike, and we are underway. 6:42 local time as the first pitch is called by James Hoy. Hoy, the home plate umpire, John Lipka at first, DJ Rayburn at second, and Sean Barber at third tonight as the breaking ball from Cortez misses outside and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Ramos ready to go again as he takes a fastball upstairs. And the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike to Ramos. Again, lefty Cortez rocks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on it. Is lifted into deep left field. Back on the warning track, up against the wall, leaping and watching it sail into the seats as the left fielder, Ramon Laureano, unable to pull that one back. And Helio Ramos opens up the scoring with a solo shot to left field, and the Giants have taken an early 1-0 lead here against the Padres. So Ramos rounds the bases. Padres down in the hole here, 1-0 to the Giants, and that's going to bring up Rafael Devers to the plate. For Rafi, Devers steps to the dish and swings at a first pitch fastball, lifts that one foul. So no balls and 1 strike. Again, the lefty Cortez delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven deep to right field. And this ball is going to be gone as Rafael Devers has just hit his 24th homer of the game. So back-to-back home runs to start the ball game in San Diego. So if you haven't got to your seat or you're thinking about buying a ticket if you're a Padre fan, you might want to pump the tires if you're arriving a little bit late, as it's already a 2-0 Giants lead. So Ramos goes to left field, Devers goes to right field, and the Giants flexing their muscle early here in inning number 1. And that is going to bring up the shortstop in Willie Adames. Well, for Adames, he steps in hitting .222 on the season. He takes a first pitch fastball under the hands for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. 2-0 lead here for the Giants early in this one. Batting from the right side is the shortstop of the Giants, and the pitch on the way. Fastball swung on. This ball taken on 1 hop by the third baseman Iglesias. He fires across the diamond, and Adames is retired on a ground out 5-3 for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone here, and that'll bring up the third baseman in Casey Schmidt. Schmidt strides to the plate. Batting from the right side here. He's hitting .251 on the season, 7 homers and 24 runs batted in. And he swings at the first pitch and lifts that one foul down the right field line. Giving chase is the first baseman Arise, but he's going to watch that one drift into the seats. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Casey Schmidt. Lefty Cortez ready to go again. Rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses way upstairs. The count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, the lefty Cortez getting his sides, and he delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is hit down the left field line past the glove of Iglesias into the corner, and it gets away from Laureano as he's chasing it around. And cruising into second base with a double is Casey Schmidt. So the hit parade continues here in the first inning for the Giants. 2 home runs, now a double off the bat of Schmidt. And is going to bring up the designated hitter in Wilmer Flores. Well, for Flores, as he steps to the plate, batting .247 on the year. That ball just got by the outstretched glove. It was absolutely smoked there by Casey Schmidt, who has really picked up his pace over the last little bit. Had a pretty good series against the Padres in the last time these two clubs met. 12 homers and 61 RBIs right now for Flores, as the pitch on the way is a fastball taken for a called strike. Have to say, if Nestor Cortes is going to continue to get that outside corner call, he's going to really, really enjoy tonight, but he's going to have to live out there for sure. He can't miss over the plate. Here comes the 0-1 offering. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses down, and the count now goes even to 1-1 on Flores. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, the lefty leaning in, getting his sign. And the pitch on the way, it's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. This ball is going to be trouble. Back on the track, scaling the wall, and it's going to be past the glove of Laureano, and the Giants add 2 more to the board on Wilmer Flores' 13th home run of the year. This time a 2-run shot. And 3 home runs in the first inning already for the Giants have given them an early 4-0 lead. So if you're a Padre fan turning in tonight, you might want to see if there's something else on TV, because right now it is a 4-0 Giant lead. That will bring up the center fielder in Jung-Hoo Lee. Well, for Lee, as he steps to the dish, hitting .260 on the season. Batting from the left side here against Cortes, as the first pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. So no balls and 1 strike to Lee. Cortes rocks in the delivery, and he delivers a breaking ball down and away. Lee had ambitions to want to bunt, but he pulled back on that one. 1 ball and 1 strike it is. There's the pitch. Lee does square to bunt, and this time he pops it up, and he pops it foul into the seats behind home plate. Now the count goes to 1-2. Defensively tonight for the Padres, from left to right field, it is Laureano in left. The center fielder is Johnson, and in right field it's Tatis Jr. Around the horn, it's Arias at first, Cronenworth at second, Bogarts is at short. And there's a ground ball hit back to the pitcher, Cortes. He fields it, and he throws a lollipop over to first to retire Lee. It's a ground out, 1-3. He's gone for the second out of the inning just to finish off the defense. Iglesias is at third base tonight for the Padres. The pitching battery of Cortes and Freddie Fermin. Well, that brings Christian Koss to the plate. Koss on the season hitting .281 with 3 homers and 6 RBI. Swings at the first pitch and lifts it in the shallow right center field. Moving over to make the catch is Fernando Tatis Jr., and that is going to do it here. But the Giants draw first blood, and lots of it here in the first inning. They had 4 runs in the inning on the benefit of 4 hits. 3 of those hits left the yard. 3 home runs by the Giants. And there was nobody left the board. Your score as we move to the bottom of the first inning, it is the Giants 4 and the Padres coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple of moments with all the action right after this timeout. Keep us all entertained in between innings, we'll introduce you to our friend Steve Rademacher. We'll be right back after this timeout.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name. And I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the Padres coming to bat here in the bottom of the first. It'll be Fernando Tatis Jr., Luis Arias, and Manny Machado to face the left-hander Robbie Ray, who's got a 4-run lead to work with Fireworks abound in the top of the first inning. Home runs off the bat of Ramos, Devers, and Flores have given the Giants a early 4-0 lead. This is going to be the 26th start of the season for Robbie Ray as the left-hander ready to roll. Works himself into the windup and delivers. And the first pitch fastball swung on and lifted foul right behind home plate. And the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Tatis Jr. Padres in their home white uniforms with the pinstripes as the Giants are in their road grays. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Arias batting, or Tatis batting from the left side, waiting on the pitch from Array. There's a breaking ball taken at the knees for a called strike. The count goes to 1-2. Defensively tonight for the Giants from left to right field. Ramos is in left. The center fielder is Lee, and in right field it's Fitzgerald. As Ray rocks himself into the windup and delivers, there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep center field. Plenty of space, though, underneath it is Lee, and that is going to retire Tatis Jr. for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away here for the Padres, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Luis Arraez. Around the horn for the Giants, it's Devers at first. The second baseman is Koss. Adames is at short with the third baseman, Casey Schmidt. And the battery is of Ray and Patrick Bailey. So Arraez gets himself set in, batting .291 on the year, 6 homers and 46 runs driven in. Takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Arraez batting from the left side here against the left-handed throwing Ray as the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that just misses low, and the count goes even at 1-1. Oh, I just get the feeling tonight that James Hoy, the home plate umpire, if this game is close and if this game happens to have any type of meaning a little bit later, he has been not very good behind the plate thus far. Fastball misses up and away, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is to Arraez. He has called pitches that are low strikes, called pitches that are low balls. He's been all over the map a little bit there. There's a fastball swung on it, is lifted into deep left field. Moving back on it is Ramos, and he's there to make the catch, and that is going to retire Arraez for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up the designated hitter in Manny Machado. Well, for Machado, he steps in tonight. He's batting .291 on the year, 20 homers and 72 runs batted in, as he gets himself ready to face the left-hander Ray for the first time. As Ray gets his sign from his catcher and he rocks and delivers, there's a fastball ticket for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1 to Machado. Machado getting the night off in the field defensively as he is the designated hitter. We saw that last week. I think it was Iglesias in one of the games in the series against the Giants had the opportunity to play third base. There's a fastball that just misses for a ball, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And the offering on its way again. There's a breaking ball swung on and it's fouled away, and now the count goes to 1-2 on Machado. Sometimes you see with teams that score early and often in the first inning, their offense goes dry after that. We'll keep our eye on the Giants here tonight and see if that trend might continue. We're not wanting to predict ill will for either of these 2 ball clubs, but definitely interested to see if that might be a trending piece. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down. Count goes even to 2-2 on Machado. Our friend God is great in the house. Welcome, he says, bear sightings near his house. So everybody's been told to stay inside. Don't feed the bears in Japan. Welcome you to the stream tonight. As that fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 2-2. If they told everybody to stay inside where I live because there's a bear, nobody would leave their house. We'd have 250,000 people on lockdown all the time. Here's the 2-2. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into left center field and sliding. Did he make the catch as Lee? It looked like he trapped it. As that ball is indeed a trap, he fires it back into second base. And that is going to be a single for Machado. Lee had to come over. He was shading almost to the opposite field side to Machado a little bit. But yes, he definitely got that ball on the bounce. As he slid, he could not come up with it. A good effort there by the center fielder of the Giants. But all for naught. Our friend God is Great wants to know if we're doing the NPB tonight. Not tonight. There won't be any more NPB games until I get back from overseas. So we got tonight's game and tomorrow night's game with the Giants and the Padres. And after that, it is adios. As there's a first pitch fastball swung on and missed by Laureano. The count's 0-1. Laureano hitting .298, 19 homers and 58 RBIs. Did raise my eyebrow a little bit that he was hitting in the cleanup spot here tonight, but certainly his numbers on the season have dictated that could probably go there. There's a breaking ball that swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Just counting the days down until we get on the plane and make our way out of Dodge here. Looking forward to being able to spend a little bit of time in the hot and humid weather, certainly of Taipei. Not just Taipei, though. Also going to be going to the south of the island as well, down to Kaohsiung, so looking forward to that. As the lefty delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded foul just past the third base coach's box. And the count remains 0-2 to Laureano. Lots of hot weather. If you like the hot weather, if you like the heat, some people can't stand the heat. They don't like it. As the pitch on the way from the lefty, and the Laureano is said to have gone around by James Hoy. He can't believe it. And so there's another one that are not very happy with the call, as Laureano down on strikes for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it. No runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. Your score as we move now to the top of the second inning. It is a 4-0 game for the Giants. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you for listening in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this timeout. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Tyler Fitzgerald, Patrick Bailey, and Helio Ramos to come to bat here to start the second inning for the Giants. The first pitch from Cortez is a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is 1-0. Fitzgerald batting .220 on the year, 4 homers and 14 runs batted in. Waits on the offering from the lefty, who delivers a fastball that swung on. It's grounded. It hits the bag. It stays fair, and it bounces up in the air over the head of the third baseman, Iglesias, and it lands softly in the shallow left field. So Iglesias, a little bit of hard luck all over there at third base tonight. We'll get a look at that replay on this one. Ball was absolutely scorched down the line, hits the base, and it literally goes straight up in the air. And then Iglesias had to go all the way around the umpire to have to go and get it. But a single it is for Tyler Fitzgerald, and that brings the catcher Patrick Bailey to the plate. The first pitch to Bailey, check swings and fouls that one away, and the count is 0-1. Looking ahead to tomorrow's game, the pitching matchup has been announced. It will be the Taiwanese pitcher Kai Wei Teng going for the Giants, at least as a starter in that one. And he will be going head-to-head against Nick Pivetta. We'll be back on the same time, same airwaves for that, as that breaking ball misses down and away. The count's 1-1 to Bailey. We won't be doing the finale in this series, unfortunately, as we are got ourselves, as we mentioned, be a little bit tied up. The supposed to be Roop against to be announced of the San Diego Ball Club. That's on Wednesday. As there's a breaking ball that misses down, they appeal over the first base umpire, but John Lipka said no, that Bailey didn't go, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Not really sure why we chose not to do the Wednesday game. I don't think we're going to do it. I think we're just going to ratchet it up. They do have another game on Thursday, the breaking ball, as this is a 4-game set. The count goes to 3-1. It'll be Verlander against Dylan Cease. I guess we probably could do the Wednesday game as well, but that wasn't in our calendar or schedule. As the pitch on the way from Cortez is a fastball that misses outside. It's going to be ball 4. Bailey's got to get himself a walk. That's going to advance Fitzgerald to second. It'll bring up Helio Ramos. So for Ramos, well, he got the fireworks going in the first inning with a leadoff home run as he took Cortez deep to left field, give the Giants an early 1-0 lead. As the lefty Cortez delivers, there's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count quickly goes to 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Ramos waggling the bat. Waiting here on the offering from Cortez. Cortez in trouble here early again in the second inning. Breaking ball swung on. This is popped up over on the first base side, giving chase, but watching it drift into the seats is the first baseman Arise, and that's going to run the count now to 0-2 on Ramos. So no balls and 2 strikes. Giants threatening again here, looking to add to their early lead, 4-0. Jumped the Padres for 4 in the first. As the lefty Cortez holds to the set, here comes the offering. Pitch on the way. It's a breaking ball down. Nice stop there by the catcher Fermin. He's earning his money here tonight. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cortez ready to go again as he works himself to the set position. Here's the 1-2 offering. Checks the runner at second. Now delivers. There's a breaking ball, waved at and missed, and Ramos is in the books. He's gone for the first out of the inning. And that's going to bring up Rafi Devers. Well, for Rafael Devers, he homered in the first inning to add to the San Francisco lead. He took Cortez deep to right center field in his first at bat, as he strides to the plate ready to face the lefty again here. He's got that very open stance, as we mentioned last week when we were calling the games, and he dives into the pitch, and there's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike. I don't think we've seen Cortez throw much harder than 90. That's what he threw that last pitch at. He's been sitting in the upper 80s. That might be the best pitch that he's going to be able to get here is that for Devers. There's a cutter that misses outside at 88, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Devers waggling the bat. Waiting here on the offering from the left-hander as Cortez checks the runner at second. Fitzgerald's itchy over at second base. Pitch on the way. There's another cutter that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1. A little surprised here that Cortez hasn't dipped into his bag of tricks to deliver something here to Devers. Devers, certainly his timing is right on top of the lefty of the Padres. As the pitch is on the way, there's another cutter. This one's taken for a called strike, and now Devers lets James Hoy know what he thinks, and he's not letting them know that he's inviting him over for Christmas dinner. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. So yet another player with words for the home plate umpire. And now he is taking his time here. So the offensive charge timeout. So he can get himself a reset again. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is to Devers as Cortez works to the set. Checks the runner over at second. Here's the pitch. That is a fastball, swung on and missed. He reared back and put a little extra on it as that was 92 on the gun. Devers down on strikes. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it up to the shortstop and Willie Adames. Well, for Adames, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He has grounded out to third, his only trip to the plate. So he bats here with Fitzgerald at second and Bailey at first. And the first pitch is a slow breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. I have to tell you, if Cortez is going to get these calls tonight, and Adames is certainly letting the home plate umpire know that it's low, and now he's asked for the offensive timeout. I mean, the Giants have a 4-0 lead here, a 4-run lead, and they're upset with the home plate umpire. I can only imagine how the Padres feel. Here's the pitch. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count even at 1-1. Padres haven't exactly been blowing kisses to the home plate umpire as well. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. If this keeps up, as we said in the first inning, I predict we could have some fireworks. Here's the 1-1. There is a fastball that's outside, but up goes the hand of the home plate umpire, and Willie Adames does a full turnaround. And he gets himself back in. I'm surprised they didn't bang him for a penalty there for leaving the box. Here's the 1-2 pitch now coming. As the lefty works to the set. And now Cortez kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on it. Is popped up foul. The count goes to 1-2. And if I'm the pitcher Cortez, I'm going to go right back on the outside corner, maybe 3, 4, 5 inches off the corner, see if I can induce the right hand of the home plate umpire to go up for a called third strike. And if we see that, I can tell you this, Willie Adames is probably going to have a few more words to deliver to James Hoy. Here's the pitch. And there's that breaking ball outside. He goes out and gets it. He hooks it into left field, charging hard, and making the catch is Ramon Laureano. And Adames has got a couple of more words to say to the home plate umpire as he's running off the field, and that's going to do it here for out number 3. Well, they get the first 2 aboard to the Giants, a single and a walk, but they leave them stranded. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom of the second inning, it is the Giants 4 and the Padres nothing. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action right after this musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters to come to bat for the Padres. That means Xander Bogaerts, Jose Iglesias, and Freddie Fermin to face the left-hander Robbie Ray. 18 pitches for the lefty in his first inning of work as he's ready to go back at it again. Rocks himself into the windup and delivers, and there's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. In the last start that we saw Ray, he went over north of 100 pitches. And we were talking about this quite a bit in the streams over the last little bit, is how many pitchers have been able to go over not just 100, but 110 in Major League Baseball this year, as there's a breaking ball that misses down and away. Count goes now to 2-0 to Bogaerts. For the longest time, it was Framber Valdez stuck at 117. He was eventually passed by Gavin Williams as there's a fastball swung on and is fouled right into the feet of Bogaerts. And he is down on one knee. He's going to need a moment or two to collect himself as Mike Schilt slowly walks out of the dugout with the trainer to take a look. He fouled it right off of the left shin. Oh, sorry. I guess it was the inside ankle, part of the ankle. We'll get a look at that replay on that. And that can really, really, really leave a mark. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is to Bogaerts. So he's not a happy camper as he's being attended to. We talked about it before. If you've never fouled one off of your leg or you never had the chance to experience it, you never knew what a bone contusion was until you fouled one off your leg, and what it's like is a bone growing out of a bone. Just this huge lump. So let's hope that that isn't the case for Bogaerts. We got more on the flesh than anything else. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is as he resets himself in the batter's box, and the pitch on the way is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 3-1. So offensively, the Giants have really been, I guess, have not been benefited. It's been a wide zone for the Padres, but Robbie Ray not getting the same treatment. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field, moving back onto the warning track. Up against the wall is Ramos. He reaches, and he can't take it away. The ball ends up in the seats. He's looking up with his hands in the air. He's looking for interference. I don't think we're going to have it. I don't know if they're going to go and take a look at this one here, but I do think that that ball has left the park, and that's for sure. And I don't think they're going to do a replay on it. We'll get a look at it ourselves. But Ramos thought he was interfered with. We'll get a look at the replay as he goes up. Oh, he might have a case, although it went off his glove and into the seats, although the fan never actually touched the ball, at least from that angle that we have there. So it's going to go down as a home run for Bogaerts. A solo shot unless they are making the challenge, but I don't think it hit the fans' hands. We get another couple of looks at it in different ways. But it did go off the glove of Ramos into the front row. That is a wall scraper for sure. And of course, the fan giving the number 1 salute to all the other people that are around. So I guess they're going to take a look at this here. And with the judgment coming here as the play is under review. Right now it is a home run for Bogaerts. We'll wait to see what the umpire has to say about this one. We're going to get a look at the replay. I didn't see that it hit the hands. Of course, that's why he's in the stands, because he couldn't catch. Ball ends up going off of the tip of the glove of the left fielder into the seats. I think he just outright whiffed on the ball. Both of the players, the player and the fan, neither one. But we'll wait until the decision is made here as both of these teams continue to wait for the home plate umpire, James Hoy, to make that call. Robbie Ray, in the meantime, he's going to get a couple of tune-up tosses to keep himself alive here as we wait for that decision. That's the other part that I'm not a huge fan of on these replays. Replays were meant to get the calls right, but it is at the same time slowed down the game. I'd like to see a replay count. As soon as somebody says, we want to put this under review, how fast the replays end up coming down. Because you think about it, that could be a momentum killer. It could be a couple of minutes or whatever it might be, and then they'll make the decision. The teams are both looking at it as well, see if it had been touched. And now if it is fan interference, that fan who was giving the number 1 salute to all the other fans around him, specifically the Giant fans, will probably get an early exit from the ball game. I wonder if he gets to take his drink with him. Again, as we watch the replay, we get a different angle of it. It is very, very close. I still don't think it hit the hand of the fan at all. And if it's that close, they'll probably keep it here. Here comes James Hoy with his answer. And apparently it is going to be an out. That is going to be fan interference. So that fan is going to lose his drink. He's going to have to head out, and it is going to be a out call. The out will be awarded to Ramos on the interference. So that is going to be the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the third baseman in Jose Iglesias. I'll be honest with you, unless they have a different angle in New York, I can't really tell if that was a interference or not. Mike Schultz coming out for an explanation. And the explanation from James Hoy obviously is being explained to the manager, but from the angles that we saw, I couldn't see that it actually had touched anything. I'd love to be able to see the report. In fact, rather than having the messenger of the crew chief delivering, I would love nothing more for it to be able to be seen if they could at least give it. And somebody's been tossed out of the game, so I'm not sure who that was ejected. So somebody's been fired out of the game. So Mike Schilt is getting the full explanation. I don't know if it's Schilt himself or if it is one of the other coaches as Schilt makes his way back to the dugout. And by the looks of it, I'm not sure if it's he or if it was one of his coaches. Schilt is still in the dugout. And if it is the manager, Mike Schilt, then his night is done. Here's the first offering to Iglesias. It's a fastball that misses up and away. We'll get confirmation for you on that for you. I know that you can't really argue the call of the replay official. Maybe that is why James Hoy has gunned him out. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count's 2-0. Well, I thought there'd be fireworks tonight, and it is Mike Schilt who's been ejected by James Hoy, and I would say that was what the ejection would be for. Maybe this will fire up the Padres for their manager here. Here's the 2-0. That's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 3-0. Can't say I blame Schilt. He probably said, I've already had enough here in the second inning. I can't watch this anymore. The umpire's been terrible, taking runs off the board, and we can't keep the ball in the park. Here comes the offering from Robbie Ray as he delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count now goes to 3-1 on Iglesias. Iglesias hitting .229 on the year with a homer and 28 runs batted in. As the pitch from Ray on the way is a fastball that misses upstairs. It's going to be ball 4, and that is going to give Iglesias a 1-out walk, and that'll bring up the catcher and Freddie Fermin. And that's another thing right there. Robbie Ray had to wait quite a bit in between the Xander Bogaerts at bat and the bat of Iglesias. And I know he got a chance to throw a couple of pitches on the in-between, but that might have tossed him out of his rhythm where he walks Iglesias on 5 pitches. So here comes Fermin batting .272, 4 homers and 17 RBIs. He takes a breaking ball on the outside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. Fermin batting from the right side here against the lefty Ray. As Ray holds to the set, he kicks and he delivers, and it's a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul. And the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. So the Padres are now down a manager with the ejection of Mike Schilt. So here comes the 0-2 offering as the lefty Ray kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. And I guess after you come off of a series against the Dodgers and then you start this one against the Giants, probably some frustration levels running high. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Fermin. Again, the lefty Ray getting his sign, ready to go at it again. And the 1-2 pitch on the way. A fastball swung on and missed, and Fermin in the books. It's the second strikeout recorded by Robbie Ray, and that'll bring up the second baseman and Jake Cronenworth. I have to tell you, a healthy Robbie Ray and one that can really be the workhorse that he is would be an absolute boon for the Giants. And they needed to get some of that effort from a couple of their other starters as well. But Ray, one thing I noticed is he does walk maybe far too many. He's not as pitch efficient as I thought he would be. Fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Got a chance to see Ray pitch in Seattle with the Mariners, and he was fun to watch. Saw him in Detroit. Got a chance to see him play a number of times. He used to be, for whatever reason, always on the dial. Pitch on the way. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-2 to Cronenworth. Cronenworth hitting .243, 9 homers and 43 runs batted in. As he steps back up to the plate, ready to face the offering from the lefty again, who Ray will get a new baseball. He didn't like the new one that he got, so he asked for another. Now Cronenworth waiting on the offering. Here comes the 0-2. Ray checks the runner at first, which is Iglesias. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a cutter that misses way outside, and the count goes to 1-2. So ball and 2 strikes. Sure didn't take long for the Milwaukee Brewers to get back on the winning track, as they had their 14-game win streak snapped yesterday, and they got a win today in the Windy City. There's a fastball lifted into left field. Coming in underneath it is Ramos, and he's there to make the catch, and that is going to do it, as Cronenworth's going to be gone for the third out of the inning. Well, they got some help from the interference in the stands, as the patron in the front row interfered with Helio Ramos to take a home run off the board from Bogarts. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left the board. We're now through 2 complete innings. It is the Giants 4 and the Padres no score. Stay with us. We'll be right back in just a few. Our friend RJ in the house. Glad you could stumble in here with us, and we'll be back to chat it up after this timeout.
Hello? Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, I got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in. Check them out. Leave a like, tell other people. But Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back to everybody. It is going to be the heart of the order to come to bat for the Giants to begin the third inning. That means Casey Schmidt, Wilmer Flores, and Jung-Hoo Lee. And the first pitch on the way is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. Schmidt doubled his first time up, 1 for 1 tonight. Our friend RJ says about Cortez getting lit right up right away. Well, it wasn't just Cortez that's been lit up. Cortez has been lit up. The home plate umpire has been lit up. And then Mike Schilt, the manager, got lit up in the last half inning as he got tossed by James Hoy as that pitch is down. 1 ball and 1 strike to Schmidt. So the game here tonight, Monday night, might be more than just a sleeper or your casual Monday night game in San Diego, as there's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-2. Well, the one thing I will say is that the umpire, James Hoy, has been consistent calling that pitch outside, which he has done all night so far to the San Francisco Giant hitters. And they have not been very happy. As the lefty kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on it, is pop foul over on the first base side. Count remains a 1-2. RJ says it sounds like he missed a bunch. Yeah, you did. The umpire has not been a most popular man in San Diego tonight, at least with the San Francisco Giant visiting team. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball at 91 that misses way outside. Count now is 2 balls and 2 strikes. It was 40 pitches through the first 2 innings for Cortez, as he was struggling here early, but he's sort of settled down a little bit as he's retired now 3 in a row as the pitches swung on and fouled away, and that remains at 2-2 to Schmidt. We mentioned we'll be back on the airways for the same 2 teams tomorrow. So if you're in the neighborhood, it'll be Pavetta on the hill for the Padres against Teng, who is the Taiwanese pitcher for the Giants. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and Schmidt is in the books. He's gone for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the DH and Wilmer Flores. Well, for Flores, he is 1-for-1 tonight. He homered and knocked in a pair of runs. That was his 13th home run of the year, and he takes a first pitch breaking ball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Cortes just living on that outside corner. Here's the pitch. It is a slow breaking ball that misses way outside. Count goes even to 1-1. Left-hander against the right-hander. Cortes rocks and delivers. Breaking ball misses way upstairs. Count goes to 2-1. We talked about we haven't seen yet from Cortes. He hasn't dipped into his bag of tricks for his double pumps and all the other stuff, as there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 3-1 on Flores. Whatever he can do to disrupt the timing of the hitter, he pulls all the rabbits out of the hat to do it. Here's the 3-1 pitch. On its way, fastball misses way upstairs. That's going to be ball 4. Flores is going to get himself aboard with a walk. That is the second walk issued tonight by the lefty. And that is going to bring up the center fielder in Jung-Hoo Lee. Our friend Gracie Lynn pops in. Welcome to the stream. As the lefty Cortes ready to go, he kicks and fires. Breaking ball swung on, lifted softly into center field. It's going to get past the glove of the shortstop Bogarts, and it's going to drop in. And that is going to be a single for Lee. It's going to advance Flores over to second, and that'll bring up the second baseman in Christian Koss. Well, our friend Gracie Lynn, fashionably late, as we just said to RJ, who popped in here. You guys missed all the fireworks. 4 runs in the first inning on 3 homers off the bat of the Giants. We had a fan interference call take a home run away from Xander Bogaerts. We had Mike Schilt get ejected, and the home plate umpire has been barked at tonight quite regularly in this one. So here comes the offering from the lefty who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on, grounded softly over to third, but it is just going to bounce foul. Iglesias had made the play, but in foul territory, it's going to run the count quickly to 0-1. Cortes was a deadline deal with the Brew Crew as he ended up in San Diego, but I can't remember who the other parts were that went the other way. I'd have to ask our crack team here to be able to do that. And if we can look that up for you, we will, as who the other parts of that trade were going over to Milwaukee. And what a benefit of riches that was. Brewers didn't need Nestor Cortes. Hey, you're out of here. We'll just keep winning games without you. In fact, I think they got hot after they traded Cortes. There's a breaking ball swung on, is grounded softly over to third. They're only going to play us to first, and Iglesias fields it on the run. He throws to first. And Koss is going to be retired on a ground out 5-3. It was like a swinging bunt. Advancing to third is Flores. Over to second is Lee. And that is going to bring up the right fielder in Tyler Fitzgerald. With regards to the transaction, it was the Brewers traded Cortes and Jorge Quintana, a minor leaguer, to the Padres for Brandon Lockridge. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-0 to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald singled his first time up. He had the base hit that pinballed off of third base and went straight up in the air over the head of Jose Iglesias. As the 1-0 pitch is on the way, there's a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up on the infield. It is in foul territory. It's playable for a rise. He's underneath it. He makes the catch. And that is going to do it here for the Giants as they squander another opportunity. So they have no runs in the inning. They had a hit. There was no errors, and there were 2 left aboard. They've now left 4 on through the first 3. Your score as we move to the bottom half of inning number 3. It is 4-0 for the Giants. We'll be back in just a couple moments right after this. We appreciate you guys for hanging with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this timeout. Welcome back, everybody. It is a pretty good Monday night crowd in San Diego, although there is one empty seat as that patron who interfered with the Bogarts home run left a little bit early. It is going to be Bryce Johnson, Fernando Tatis Jr., and Luis Arraez to get things going here. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses way upstairs. Count is 1-0 to Johnson. Johnson hitting .313, no homers and 4 RBIs. As the lefty Ray delivers a fastball that's swung on and fouled away, and the count runs even to 1-1. Our friend Gracie Lynn says about acoustic ranchera. You might be right. That is beyond my scope and pay grid. There is a fastball that swung on and missed, and the count goes now to 1-2. And that is definitely not on the list as well. But we also have some Asian music that probably wouldn't be on your list. There's a fastball swung on. This ball's lifted to deep left field, giving chases Ramos, and he's going to make a nice over-the-shoulder catch on the warning track as he is going to take extra bases away from Johnson. Nice play by Ramos as he gets high fives from Jung-Hoo Lee. So 1 up and 1 away here for the Padres. The last of the third, and that's going to bring on the top of the order up in Fernando Tatis Jr. Gracie Lynn says he was hitting .313. Yeah, he was. Just because you're hitting .313, though, doesn't mean that you are that good. Bryce Johnson on the season doesn't have a whole ton of at-bats. There's a first pitch swung on. It is grounded to the left side of the infield. Fielded neatly by the third baseman, Schmidt, who does a .360 and throws to first. And Tatis has gone on a ground out 5-3 for the second out of the inning. So 2 quick outs here. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, Luis Arraez. Well, for Bryce Johnson on the year, he's only got himself now 48 or 49 at-bats. First pitch fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1, so small sample size. In his career, he's a .215 hitter. So I guess enjoy your time in the sun right now, Bryce, as there's a fastball taken for a called strike. It's now no balls and 2 strikes to Arraez as he takes the offensive timeout. Left-hander against the left-hander as Array ready to go. He delivers a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded on 1 hop to third. Firing across the diamond is Iglesias, and that is going to do it. It's a ground out 5-3, and that will retire the Padres quietly and in order here. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. Bailey Ramos endeavors to come to bat when we return for the top of the 4th. Stay with us, everybody. We appreciate you guys for listening in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this timeout from our friend, our San Diego native, Matt Hollis.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play. But you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 9-1 and 2 hitters to come to bat here for the Giants in the top of inning number 4. That means Patrick Bailey, Helio Ramos, and Rafael Devers to face the left-hander Nestor Cortez. Will be going through the 3rd time of the order. Much more success his 2nd time through the order than the 1st time, as the pitch is a Fastball that is swung at and missed by Bailey, and the count is 0-1. Bailey chased that one up the ladder and a little bit outside. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a fastball swung through and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Bailey. Cortez getting the sign from his catcher, and he rocks himself into the motion and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line, and the count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Gracie Lynn says, did he have a major regression this season? Definitely at the plate, he is not the same hitter. As the 0-2 on the way, there's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-2. He is still considered the top framing pitcher in all of baseball, a very good receiver. If you like those statistics that they have, I'm not so sure about that. There's a fastball swung on and grounded over to third. Fielded neatly by the third baseman, Iglesias, who throws to first, and Bailey is retired on a ground out 5-3. So one gone here. It brings up the top of the order in Helio Ramos. Yeah, RJ said he went back and checked out the top of the second call and strikes. Yeah, there were some pretty peculiar ones for sure. Yeah, certainly the at-bat to Willie Adames, that was the boiling point, or almost the boiling point, as there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. And I was saying, when you see something like that and you see the hitter's reactions, that tells a lot to the pitcher. You might want to start going right back to that same spot, at least to try to get the out pitch. And there's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count's 1-1. Is the umpire going to give you that call again? And will that player make the adjustment to it? There's a breaking ball that is waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Ramos. So yeah, definitely the pitches in that second inning were a little bit peculiar, but even the game started that way too. Certainly pitches off the outside corner from Cortez, as well as pitches on the up-down at the lower part of the plate. Maybe not so much the higher part of the zone, but certainly the lower part. As there is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and that is going to retire Ramos. He's gone for the second out of the inning. The second time tonight he's down on strikes. And that is going to bring up the first baseman in Rafael Devers. Well, after the first inning explosions, Cortez has settled down here. He has now retired 4 in a row, and he has 4 strikeouts in the ballgame. And there's a breaking ball, or I should say a cutter more so, that just misses off the outside corner, and the count is quickly 1-0. San Diego faithful, big crowd on Monday night for some baseball. As there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep center field, moving back just in front of the track, and making the catch is Johnson, and that is going to do it, as Devers is going to be called out is going to be out for the third out of the inning. I'll come back and talk about the interference when we come back again, as RJ brings it up. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board in the inning as the Giants go quietly. We're moving to the bottom of the fourth inning. It is 4-0. We're right back after this, hanging out with you guys on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll give you our friend Steve and his crazy flavor. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Thank you there, Steve. We are moving ourselves to the bottom of the fourth inning. It'll be Machado, Laureano, and Bogarts to come to bat. Our friend RJ, so what do you think of the interference? The angle he saw didn't look like the fan altered the play much. Well, that's what I said, too. I said it looked like, if they're calling interference now where just the hands of the fan would get in the way of the vision of the player, then maybe that was the right call. But certainly, as far as I'm concerned, it didn't look like he touched the ball. And Ramos had it go off of his glove and into the stands. And so that fan loses his expensive drink, his front row seat, and he is done for the night as the first pitch breaking ball delivered to Machado misses down for a ball, and the count is 1-0. 44 pitches for the lefty Ray through his 3 innings of work. There is a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and that would be one of those pitches in question right there that the Giants were getting worked over on in the early part, as Machado gets to benefit from that experience as well. There's a breaking ball swung on and it's grounded foul over on the third base side. The count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. We're going to need a little time here. It looks like Machado had fouled that one off his foot, as he's going to hobble around here at home plate. Machado getting the start as the designated hitter tonight. I was talking about it earlier. Thankfully, haven't fouled any balls off my shin in a number of years, but I remember doing one a number of years ago, and we were talking about it on a couple occasions. So fix your swing. That's item number 1. Item number 2 is you don't necessarily want to wear a shin guard unless you got a long swing, but you foul one off your leg, that can sure as heck hurt. And there's a fastball swung on and missed as the lefty Ray walked the ladder in the zone, and Machado's gone for the first out of the inning. That's the 3rd strikeout recorded tonight by Robbie Ray. So 1 in the books, and that'll bring up the left fielder and Ramon Laureano. Well, for Laureano, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up on 3 pitches. And the first pitch on the way is a fastball taken for a called strike. Oh, the Padres are now getting the full treatment at their end. No balls and 1 strike. Now the pitches are up, the pitches are down, the pitches are all over the place as Laureano has taken his offensive timeout. Robbie Ray ready to go here again as he rocks himself into the windup and delivers. And there is a cutter that is swung on and belted foul. It's going to reach the seats well down the left field line. And now the count goes to 0-2 on Laureano. Laureano chokes up at the end of the bat. And here comes the offering from the lefty Ray. Rocks himself into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and it's fouled right off the catcher. And the count is going to remain at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Lefty again delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This is going to be lifted foul down the right field line, and the count remains at 0-2 to Laureano. And the battle will continue. Laureano waiting on the offering here for Bray. Pitch coming. Another breaking ball, but this one swung away at and fouled off the catcher again, so no balls and 2 strikes it remains, and Laureano's going to continue to dig in. Padres fell behind 4-0 in the top half of the first inning as 3 home runs off the bat of the Giants put them out in front. There's a cutter that is swung on and grounded foul, and the count remains at 0-2 to Laureano. Home runs by Ramos and Devers and a 2-run shot by Flores have accounted for all the scoring so far in this one tonight, as the game has settled in, as Robbie Ray gets the sign from his catcher digitally, and the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on, grounded over to third, fielded neatly by Schmidt. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Laureano on a ground out 5-3. So he's gone for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the shortstop and Xander Bogaerts. Well, for Bogaerts, he comes up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight, and probably should be 1 for 1 because he had that home run taken away from him in the second inning. It was the fan interference out in left field, and the first pitch on the way to Bogaerts is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count's 1-0. Bogaerts hitting .265. It would have been his 11th homer of the year, but that was wiped away. As the lefty Ray rocks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, so says James Hoy, for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Lefty Ray delivers again. There's a breaking ball down, but home plate umpire says that Bogaerts had went around, and now the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As we said, tomorrow we'll be back on the airwaves. Same 2 teams tomorrow night. So if you happen to be in the neighborhood, come on back and listen again. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bogaerts. Lefty Ray ready to go back to work. Rocks himself into that windup and delivers. Breaking ball down and away, and now the count goes full. And by our counts tonight, this is the first time that Robbie Ray has gone full to any of the hitters he's faced, as he's been able to be a little bit more efficient than when we watched him last week when these 2 teams met. There is a fastball swung on and missed. Bogaerts in the books. He's gone for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it. That's 8 in a row retired by Robbie Ray. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 4 complete. Your score is the Giants 4 and the Padres no score. Top of the 5th is just around the corner, and we'll be right back after this timeout. Welcome back, everybody. It is a 4-0 ball game, and we'll be back in just a couple moments after this from our good friend, Steve Rademacher. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few. Here's Steve.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game, really exciting, lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, I got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to come to bat for the Giants in this one. That'll be Adames, Schmidt, and Flores. As we continue to get looks at that fan interference call early in the game, and still makes me wonder a little bit. The first pitch breaking ball delivered to Willy Adames is swung on and lifted into shallow center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. So Adames is now taking matters into his own hands and swinging the bat. A base hit here for Adames is going to put him aboard. That'll bring up the 3rd baseman in Casey Schmidt. Our friend Joe Mansman in the house tonight. Welcome, Joe. Hope you're doing good. As getting his lead over at first base is the runner Adames, and the pitch on the way is a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. Schmidt tonight 1 for 2. He doubled in the first inning, was brought home on the home run by Flores, and he struck out in the 3rd. And there's a breaking ball that's inside. They throw down to first base, and they're going to get Wilmer Flores, as Flores did not get back to the base in time. He's looking up at the umpire. I wonder if we're going to have a look at this one. We'll see what Bob Melvin has to say. I think he was sleeping a little bit, and they are going to want to go have a look at it. Melvin's asked for the replay. Joe says it has been a rough couple of months. That is for certain for him. We'll get a look at it again. Freddie Fermin with the back pick. Let's see what the angle looks like here. Oh, I'm not sure what the umpire is looking at in this one. That is for sure. Although they said he may have come off the base because the tag was applied. And I do think that the runner was able, he slid feet First back did Adames, but as he came off the bat, I think his hand got onto the base. So we're back to the war room in New York. I guess what they're going to look for is, did his hand get down before his feet came off of the bag? And we're waiting on the umpire ruling here. We're talking about this in the other inning, and just the length of time it took for the review. If it takes you this long to have to look, and you can't make a snap decision, as far as I'm concerned, the play on the field will stand. It's a tough play for the umpires to have to make that decision in live time, and let alone to have a slowed down advantage to be able to do it. We'll wait for the report here. But Adames feels that he is safe. We're looking at the replay again. Was he able to get his hand down to the bag, or did he come off of the base? That was the call by the umpire, that he had come off of the bag. And then again, we still wait here. 71 pitches so far for Nestor Cortes. But now it looks like we have the call, and we're going to see what they have to say. And the hand goes up. They did pick him off, and that is going to, oh boy, the Giants are still not going to be very happy with the umpiring here tonight. That's going to be a pickoff. It is going to go in the books as 2-3. Adames has gone for the first out of the inning. So one gone here. Casey Schmidt. I've got a 1 ball and no strike count, but I didn't see it was actually 1-1. That last pitch was a strike, and there's a breaking ball that misses down. Counts now 2-1. Got to wonder if it's full moon or not. As the pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, the count now goes to 2-2. Joe says the guys watching the replays are blind. Yeah, I don't know if it's Braille that's in New York that they're using to run their fingers across the video with. I'm not sure. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses down. It's now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Casey Schmidt. Well, you didn't have to do that tonight when Mike Schmidt was ejected in the second inning. He came out to let the home plate umpire know that the call was wrong, or the application of the rule was wrong, and he got tossed. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and Casey Schmidt's going to be aboard with a walk. So he's aboard with a 1-out walk, and that's going to bring Wilmer Flores to the plate. Well, for Flores, the former Met, he's enjoyed a nice evening today. He has walked and homered. There was a 2-run shot that brought Schmidt home in the first inning. As the first pitch to him is a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. It's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. If you had just joined us, well, it's been the story tonight of home runs, a weird strike zone, an ejection, and a lot of team players that are upset with the umpiring in this one for balls and strikes. There's a breaking ball that swung on and missed. Count now goes to 0-2 on Flores. It is not the night that James Hoy probably expected showing up to the ballpark, but he has been front and center in this one. And here's the pitch. It is down in the dirt. A good stop there by Fermin as he keeps it in front. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Flores. And I hate to say it, when the umpires take control of the game, when they become that noticeable, then you have to ask yourself, is this the right occupation? Where I guess somebody has to step up for Angel Hernandez. So here comes the 1-2 offering as the lefty Cortes kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball swung on it, is lifted into shallow right center field. Moving back on it is the second baseman Cronenworth, but now he's going to get called off by Tatis. And that is going to do it, as Flores is going to be retired for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up the center fielder in Jung-Hoo Lee. And Joe Mansman says, we wonder why the league wants to use robots. Unfortunately, they need to put the robots in the command center in New York as well. So here comes the first pitch. Instead, it's Cortes throwing over to first, and getting back easily is the runner, Casey Schmidt. Lee, 1 for 2 tonight, has a single and 2 trips. As Cortez kicks and fires, there's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. Lee quietly pulling his batting average back up to respectability as he's hitting .261. And the lefty Cortez holds set, now delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into center field. Coming in on it and making the catch is Johnson. And that is going to do it. Lee is going to be retired for the third out of the inning. Well, they had an opportunity and they kind of squandered it, did the Giants, and this has been their story as well. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left aboard. They've left 5 on now through 5 innings. Our score, as we're now halfway through this one, it is the Giants 4 and the Padres no score. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back with the bottom half of inning number 5 when we return after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the last half of the 5th inning. As the first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0 to Jose Iglesias. Iglesias walked his first time up, and he was stranded. Our friend Dingleberry in the house here. He says, Padre fan here. As there is a breaking ball ticket for a called strike. The count is 1-1. He says, they're making me angry watching him hit. Only Ramon Laureano is the only one who hits now. Yeah, it seems like it. After that series last week in San Francisco, they left their bats in San Fran. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Iglesias. One thing is also the lineup that I'm looking at tonight. It looks like that they forgot to put some of the regulars in, as there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 2-2. I have to say, I think, at least in my mind, is that the Padres, when they do roll out their regulars, it's pretty much a lineup that can be fairly deep, almost 7 hitters deep, maybe 8. As the pitch is a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2 to Iglesias. The one thing we have tonight is that umpire cam on James Hoy. We get a chance to see what he sees sometimes when they flip over to it. As the pitch is the 2-2 on the way, and there is a fastball swung on, and this is lined foul into the seats down the right field line, and the count remains at 2-2. One thing they do say is that hitting is contagious, and when one guy starts hitting and somebody else starts hitting, it just starts, everybody seems like they get on the parade and want to hit. Here's the 2-2, and there is a fastball that misses down. It's now run full to Iglesias. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, Dingleberry says the home plate umpire not too consistent with balls and strikes. Yeah, both teams are pretty ticked off in this one here. There's a fastball swung on, and this ball is hooked foul. And it gets away from the, can't see if it was a ball boy or ball girl tonight. Usually San Diego rolls out the girls. And that is going to keep the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Iglesias. I have to say, I wonder what it's like with that umpire cam on your head, if it does affect the way that the balls and strikes are being called. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field. Moving back on it is Lee. He makes the catch in front of the warning track. And that is going to retire Iglesias for the first out of the inning. 9-pitch at bat there for Iglesias, so he made Robbie Wary work. And that is going to bring up the catcher in Freddie Fermin. Dingleberry says the ump cam is a really different viewpoint. He likes it. Yeah, I have to say the umpire cam is definitely interesting, but I'd rather not see it in live play, as there's a fastball that swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Fermin. I'd rather see it in the replays rather than in live. It's like when you watch a basketball game and they suddenly give you the basket view rather than the in-game view. There's a breaking ball that's down. You appeal over to the first base umpire, and up goes the right hand of the umpire, John Lipka, who says Fermin went around, and the count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. You also get the view of the home plate umpire there on that one. There's that replay I just talked about. As there's a breaking ball that's down in the dirt. It was stopped by the catcher Bailey, and the count is 1-2. I wonder at what point in time you're going to see stats on the catchers of who catches left-handed pitchers better. Get all this other stuff about framing and how they receive balls. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count's 1-2. It is difficult to catch left-handers. If you've never caught left-handed pitchers before, being a right-handed thrower, you're always having to backhand the ball, especially the way it runs, a little different. And there's a fastball swung on and missed, and that is going to retire Fermin. He's gone on strikes for the second out of the inning. That's 10 in a row now retired by Ray. And that is going to bring up the second baseman in Jake Cronenworth. So this is definitely not good news for Padres fans or their hitters. Robbie Ray has got himself into a heck of a groove right now. Our friend Gracie Lynn had popped back in. She had a phone call. I wonder if it was Steve Rademacher. There's a fastball that's come inside, and it has hit Cronenworth. Oh, boy. As that is he's in some sort of pain. That would be not a good thing if they lost him. We're going to get a look at this again. I don't know where exactly it hit him. It looked like it may have got him up the arm a bit. At first thought, I thought it was maybe below the elbow guard, but nope, it got him right on the elbow guard. And it is going to be a hit batter here. He's going to make his way to first base. Trainer is out to look at him as well, so just because you have the elbow guard on doesn't mean so much. Our friend Dingleberry said about, as Robbie Ray grunting every time, get old. Yeah, some pitchers are like that. You see some guys, they do the grunting stuff. I know Trevor Bauer over in Japan, he does that a lot. And I'm not really sure why guys will do that. Friend Gracie Lynn updates us and said the Rockies just walked off the Dodgers. Well, not only did they pump a fist in San Diego, I'm sure they pumped a fist in a lot of other major markets around baseball as well, as Cronenworth is making his way to first base. Says he's going to be okay, but he is aboard with the hit by pitch. That'll bring up the center fielder and Bryce Johnson. So Johnson stepping in, ready for the first offering. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to left field his first time up, and the pitch on the way is a breaking ball missing down, and the count is 1-0. Johnson, we were talking about earlier, hitting .306 on the year, no homers and 4 RBIs. He does have a limited sample size of at-bats. Our friend Mark is back in the house, as the pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. He says, I think closers are allowed to grunt, but starters don't get the leeway. Yeah, that's kind of fair. The starters, or certainly the relievers, the guys who come in and are throwing hard and their max effort and they're grunting and snorting. There's a breaking ball that is waved out and missed. The count goes to 1-2. At least in my early years, the one I remember was Al Habrowski, who pitched with the Braves, and I also believe he was a Cardinal at one point. The Mad Hungarian, and he was grunting and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Johnson as the lefty holds to the set. As the pitch is on the way, there's a breaking ball swung on its grounded softly over to third. Fielding it neatly as Schmidt. He goes to second for the fielder's choice, and that's going to retire Cronenworth. He's in the books 5-4 for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Padres in their half of the fifth. They go quietly. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left aboard. Your score as we move now to the top of the 6th inning. It is the Padres trailing the Giants 4-0. All the fireworks from the run standpoint came in the first inning, and all the fireworks with the ejections were in the second. We'll be back after this.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom third of the batting order to come to bat for the Giants in the 6th inning. It'll be Koss, Fitzgerald, and Bailey. As Nestor Cortes, after serving up the gopher balls in the first inning, has really settled down, as he will be slated to come on to work the 6th here. So Koss, Fitzgerald, and Bailey. As we said earlier, it's a really nice crowd in San Diego tonight. Not a lot of empty seats, although there is that one empty seat in the front row in left field where the fan got tossed for the interference, taking away Xander Bogaerts' home run. The first pitch breaking ball swung on, it's lifted into deep center field. Moving back is Johnson. He's there to make the catch at the edge of the warning track. So with 1 pitch, we have 1 away here in the 6th inning, and that's going to bring up the right fielder in Tyler Fitzgerald. Dingleberry says the Padres need to get their butt in gear with the Dodgers losing, and those are facts. Got to take advantage of the Dodgers losses. The Padres were playing pretty good ball going into that series. Breaking ball, taken for a called strike upstairs, and the count is 0-1. There is action in the bullpen as the lefty Wandy Peralta is up and throwing, as there's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Gracie Lynn said the Padres getting $40K on weeknights never fails to impress. Great ballpark. I got a chance to see the Nationals and the Cubs there a few years ago. As the lefty delivers, there's a breaking ball waved at and missed, and Fitzgerald's in the books. He's gone for the 2nd out of the inning. And that is the nasty Nestor Cortes that I think most people would expect. That's his 5th strikeout of the night. That breaking ball was nasty. Mark said he went to a game in San Diego, and it was their first rain delay in 2 years. Well, they hadn't had a rain out in something like 20. It's pretty amazing. Here comes the first pitch from Cortes. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Count is 0-1. I think they've only had like 2 games that have been postponed in the history of the park. So no balls and 1 strike, and there's a fastball that misses up in the way, and the count goes to 1-1. Yeah, be interesting if Manny Machado hit one out and grunted while he hit a 430-foot home run. There's a breaking ball that just misses down and away. Count now goes to 2-1 on Bailey. I remember seeing Alex Rodriguez talk about hitting, and one of the things he talked about is when you go to hit to exhale. That's what he used to do. As there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, it's now 3-1 to Patrick Bailey. Patrick Bailey already walked once tonight and he grounded out. We were talking about in that series in San Fran last week that you could put a ball on a tee in front of the plate, and I'm not sure that Bailey could get a hit. Breaking ball misses outside, and it's the second time tonight he gets a free pass. He's aboard, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Helio Ramos. Our friend Dingleberry says he got a chance to see the Padres and Nats back in July, and man, he hit a grand slam. First Padres slam of the year. You didn't know that. That is impressive. You go almost over halfway into the season before you hit your first grand slam. Well, now they have a right-hander up and throwing in the bullpen. It's David Morgan, so I don't know what happened to Wandy Peralta. I don't know if he was going to be in line to face Rafi Devers. I'm not sure. But Morgan is now up and throwing. So Helio Ramos stepping to the plate. Ramos today, it's been all or nothing. He homered to lead off the game in the first inning, and then he struck out twice after that. So the lefty Cortez, or maybe we're going to see the end of the night here. As we said, Mike Schilt is no longer around, as it looks like it is going to be possibly a pitching change. That could be the end of the night for Nasty Nestor, as they've given enough time for Morgan to complete his tune-up tosses. And that is it. His night is going to be over. So it is going to be 27 batters faced here for Cortez. His 28th he's not going to be able to face. He is responsible for Bailey, who he walked. So 5 2/3 innings, the line is almost complete, but he really settled down after that rough first inning. We're going to take a timeout as the Padres have got nothing here. It is 4-0 for the Giants. We'll be back in just a couple of moments after this timeout. We have a pitching change.
Hey, where are you going? It's a pitching change. Come on, sit back down. You don't go out there. Don't go get no food or anything. You've got a big decision. Are you going to throw in there Raleigh Fingers? Maybe Goose Gossage? How about maybe Mariano Rivera or Lee Smith, Dennis Eckersley? Who knows? It's a pitching change. Come on back. You know who I would pick for this? A nice, tall, cool one. There's my pitcher. That's my pitching change. That's a winning combination. Come see my channel. You know, every day is opening day. And according to Bob, I must be in the front row. Blah.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be David Morgan who is coming on in relief. He got a record of 1-1 on the season. This is going to be his 30th appearance. He has worked 34 innings. He's allowed 25 hits. He has given up 7 runs, all of which have been earned. And he has walked 12 and struck out 33, all while pitching to a 1.85 ERA. So Morgan on in relief as the night is over for Nestor Cortez. As we said, he is still responsible for Patrick Bailey. And we'll see where that shapes up. So after that first inning, Cortez did himself a pretty good job. So here comes the first pitch from the right-hander Morgan, who kicks and delivers to Ramos, and it's a fastball at 96 that runs up and in. Count is quickly 1-0. As we said, Ramos tonight is 1 for 3. He's got the homer in 3 trips. As the right-hander again holds to the set position, he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-1. Mark Damaris says, my hometown had this kid go pro this year, Yankees starting pitcher. Kid's nasty. His last name is Schlitter. Yeah, I've seen that. Actually, I saw he got a start the other day. I don't know. Did he start his career in the Yankees organization? I can't remember. There's a fastball swung on it, is fouled off over on the first base side. The count now goes to 1-2. But I did see that he was getting a start or had a start. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Always cool when you have somebody that you would know locally gets to the show. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is as Morgan holds to the set. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on. It's cued off the end of the bat, foul over on the first base side. Count is 1-2. Yeah, there's only a couple of syllables that you could change in that last name that could alter it. I'm sure a lot of fans will have a lot of fun with that. Certainly around Major League Baseball on road trips. So here comes the 1-2 pitch to Ramos, and it's a breaking ball waved at and missed. And Ramos does his best Javi Baez impersonation. He swings the ball in the left-handed batter's box, and he is down on strikes for the third out of the inning. There was no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors. There was a runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom half of inning number 6, and your score is the Giants 4 and the Padres no score. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back here in just a few. We appreciate you for listening in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Come on back again, as we will be back for the call of inning number 6 in just a few. Bottom of the 6th inning is just around the corner, and we'll be right back in just a few after this timeout. Welcome back, everybody. I know that would get Gracie Lynn's attention, as it is some bluegrass for you. And Robbie Ray back to go at it again as he delivers a first pitch breaking ball to Fernando Tatis Jr. He takes it for ball 1. Tatis Jr., Arise, and Machado to face the left-hander here in the 6th inning. For Tatis, he's 0 for 2 tonight as he waves at a breaking ball outside. The count goes even at 1-1. Tatis has flown to center and grounded to third in his 2 trips against the starter Robbie Ray. As again, the lefty Roxanne delivers. There's a fastball swung on it. It's popped up. It's going to be foul. It's going to reach the seats on the first base side of home plate. Count goes to 1-2. We'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow for the same 2 ball clubs. It'll be Teng versus Pavetta. So if you're in the neighborhood, come on by, stop in, and listen in again as the pitch is on the way. There's a fastball swung on it. Is grounded on 1 hop to third. Schmidt fields it. He fires to first, and Tatis is going to be retired on a ground out 5-3. So 1 gone here, and that'll bring up the first baseman and Luis Arise. And then after tomorrow, well, it'll be a little bit of a break on our channel. We are going to be off to Asia for a couple of weeks. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do. We haven't really done it with our page. I'd like to do a members piece. I'd like to do something different on the back end. I've kind of played around with it. There's a fastball swung on it. Is lifted into deep left field. Moving back underneath it and making the catch is Ramos. And that is going to retire Arise for the 2nd out of the innings. So 2 gone here, and that's going to leave it up to the DH and Manny Machado. So if I can get my act together and we can produce some good stuff over there, it will be a little bit different. Although we are going to go see some games in beautiful Taiwan. Try to get 3 in. They have a 6-team professional league over there, and so interested to see. Stadiums are not as big except for the Taipei Dome. Breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Machado. So interested to see what some of the ballparks look like, what some of the fare at the games would be like. As the lefty delivers an 0-1 pitch, and there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. DJ Racer in the house saying, "Let's go Giants." Welcome in tonight, DJ. As the pitch is a fastball swung on and it is lifted foul down the right field line. Dingleberry says it's going on almost 100 at bats with no home runs for Fernando Tatis Jr. Yeah, I think, but a player pops positive, they should have to renegotiate their contracts. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Machado's in the books. He's gone for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Padres as they go quietly 1-2-3 in their half of inning number 6. We are now through 6 complete innings. Your score is the Padres trailing the Giants 4-0. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few right after this.
Hello, everybody. And you know why we're here? Well, of course you do. You'd be nuts not to be here to watch Freddie call another game. Freddie, the king of kings on baseball commentary. You know what? Come to think of it, with Freddie, there's absolutely nothing hotter than listening to him broadcast. Not even the Reaper Triple X puckered butt squeezing hot sauce. We'll just give it a whirl here. All right, Freddie. Cheers. Holy cow, that may be a close second to you, Freddie. Still the hottest broadcast right now on YouTube. Peace out. Call a great game.
Welcome back, everybody. It was Warming Bernabel. Yes, probably the first player ever named Warming in the major leagues, and walked it off against the Dodgers in that game earlier tonight. David Morgan is still going to be on the hill here for the Padres as he'll come back out. He's going to be slated to face Rafi Devers, Willie Adames, and Casey Schmidt. So a tough task here for the Padre right-hander as the first pitch on the way is a fastball that misses outside. Count is 1-0. One of the things I said in the first inning I said all the runs that the Giants got, we talked about it. If you rewind the video, you'll hear me say, is that going to be it for the Giants tonight? As the 1-0 pitch is on the way, it's a fastball missing up. Sometimes teams, when they score a bunch of runs in the first inning, the bats go quiet the rest of the way. And right now, well, we haven't seen anything from the Giants to prove us otherwise. So here comes the 2-0 offering as the right-hander holds set. Now Morgan delivers. It's a fastball at 97 that misses way upstairs. And the count goes to 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. Again, Morgan ready to go back to work. The 3-0. Let's see if they green light Devers at 3-0. Pitch coming. On its way. Fastball at 98 misses way upstairs. He didn't swing at any of those pitches. He gets a free pass here to start the 7th inning, and that'll bring up the shortstop and Willie Adames. I mentioned this in one of our other streams, and I was talking about it. I heard Jason Benetti, the broadcaster of the Detroit Tigers, say that double plays are down in Major League Baseball this year. And I guess with everybody trying to elevate the ball and hitting the ball in the air, that is probably why. I haven't done the research on myself to confirm it, as there's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. Counts 0-1 to Adames. Adames was one of the hitters that was upset with the strike zone by the plate umpire James Hoy back in the 2nd inning. As the pitch is on the way, there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. Count goes to 0-2 on Adames. So no balls and 2 strikes. He taps the cleats. He's ready to go back here to face Morgan again. So here comes the 0-2 forthcoming. Right-hander holds to the set. Now he kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball, waved at and missed, and he's gone on strikes. He took a page out of the Helio Ramos playbook as he swung at a pitch in the left-handed batter's box. He's gone for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the third baseman in Casey Schmidt. We were talking about how double plays were down across Major League Baseball. I certainly wouldn't know it when Logan Webb was pitching last week. Webb had thrown something crazy. He'd thrown like whatever, how many strikeouts he had, but he had 14 groundouts to only one fly ball. There is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. Coming in hard is Johnson. Moving back is the second baseman Cronenworth, but it is going to be the center fielder Johnson to make the catch, and that is going to retire Schmidt for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here. It's going to bring up the DH and Wilmer Flores. Dingleberry says, ugly stuff from Morgan. Yeah, he's got some nasty stuff. Morgan's pitches can really do a lot of dancing, and it's Wandy Peralta back up and throwing again in the Padre bullpen. One would have to think that Flores will be the last hitter here for Morgan if Jung-Hoo Lee comes to the plate. There's a fastball with a lot of arm side run to it that comes across at the knees, and the count is 0-1 to Flores. Flores 1 for 2 tonight, homered in the first inning, a 2-run shot. He has walked and flown out to right. As the right-hander Morgan again holds to the set. Now he delivers. And that is a cutter that is swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. So Flores in the hole here. Have to say the pitchers for the Padres, the bullpen is just flat out nasty. There's a fastball that swung on and lifted foul into the seats over on the first base side. Count is 0-2. Dingleberry says, I think he came up as a shortstop. That reminds me of other players who had come up at different positions. I remember a few years ago, Michael Givens, who was a reliever for, I believe, Baltimore, the Mets, the Rockies. Those are the 3 teams that come to my mind. Originally drafted by the Orioles, and he was drafted as a shortstop. And then he converted him to the hill. There's a breaking ball missing down and away, and the count is 1-2. And you see that often and a lot. There was a catcher, Robert Stock, who I believe he was with the Padres for a cup of coffee. He went over to the KBO. He was a catcher / turned pitcher. Rowan Wick, who was a Padre originally to begin his big league career. He was originally a catcher in the Cardinal organization. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted foul down the left field line. It's hooking into the seats. And 1 ball and 2 strikes remains to Flores. You get guys that are athletes. I remember when Cal Ripken Jr. was originally drafted, and they thought about maybe making him a pitcher. And his dad said, go as a hitter first. If you find out you can't hit and you still have your arm, you can always get on the bump. If you go as a pitcher first, you might not be able to get your timing back to swing the bat. Here's the 1-2, and there's a breaking ball waved at and missed. Flores in the books. He's gone for the third out of the inning, and that is going to do it here. Morgan, in very impressive outing as he strikes out 3 of the 4 outs that he gets. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors. There was a runner left aboard. Your scores, we move to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is a 4-0 Giant lead. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you for listening in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this timeout.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Ramon Laureano, Xander Bogaerts, and Jose Iglesias to come to bat in the bottom of the seventh. And our friend Gracie Lynn said, hey, this should be take me out to the ball game time. Yeah, we only do that on our Japanese streams, but we'll have to add that into the mix at some point over here as well on our major league streams. So we are ready to go as the lefty Ray delivers. There's a breaking ball, take it for a called strike. Count is 0-1 to Laureano. Funny, in Laureano's at bats tonight, he has faced Robbie Ray, and he has faced, by my counts, 11 pitches, 12 if you include the last one, as there's a fastball that misses upstairs for a ball. Every pitch that he saw from Ray tonight was a strike until that last pitch. Now it's 1-1. So that would have been, if my math is correct, 12 straight strikes. Just Max says, is Ray still pitching in the seventh? And the answer to that is correct. He started the inning at 89 pitches. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1. If you remember Robbie Ray last week when he pitched, he went well over 100 pitches against the Padres. I forget exactly what his number was. Dingleberry says, how about John Denver and Country Boy? That's what we used to see in Detroit, as there's a fastball lifted into deep right field, moving over underneath it and making the catch is the right fielder Fitzgerald, and that is going to retire Laureano for the first out of the inning. So one gone here. It'll bring up the shortstop and Xander Bogaerts. Yeah, Memorial Stadium. I was counting the stadiums that I've been to that no longer exist, and I was thinking Old Exhibition Stadium in Toronto, Tiger Stadium in Detroit, it's a Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. Those are the first three that come to mind. There was another one that I had been to as well that doesn't exist anymore. There's a fastball that misses up and away. Count is 1-0 to Bogaerts. Bogaerts 0 for 2 tonight. Had a home run taken away from him in the second inning by fan interference, and he has also struck out his 2 trips to the plate. Barry says Ray was drafted by Baltimore. There's a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul. Count is 1-1. If I'm not mistaken, Robbie Ray was an Arizona Diamondback to begin his career, and he was flipped to Detroit. Or possibly even a Yankee and flipped. I'd have to go and look him up. But Ray was at one point in time, began his career as a Snake, if I'm not mistaken. Our crack team will get on that and we'll report back immediately. So 1 ball and 1 strike as Ray rocks himself into the motion and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses up. Actually, Robbie Ray was drafted by the Washington Nationals in the 12th round. So you're in the area of Baltimore, Washington, Baltimore, not all that far apart. And so he has been the traveling man, so to speak. He's been with a number of ball clubs at different levels. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded, and it's going to take a wicked hop, and it's going to get down the line in left field. Digging for second is the batter Bogaerts, and he's going to cruise in with a double. I'd have to look to see if that hit the base, because it took an absolutely wicked hop and bounced over the head of the third baseman Schmidt. But maybe this is the weirdness that the Padres need to get things going here, as he's aboard with a 1-out double. Well, look at that. It was a knuckle curve. He ended up hitting that on the inside part. Ball ended up hitting down the line. Nope, and it was just out of the reach of the third baseman Schmidt. Ball ended up ricocheting off the wall that juts out. It was a very interesting double, but Bogaerts is going to reach second base. And that is going to bring up the third baseman and Jose Iglesias. When you think of the teams that Robbie Ray's been with, he began his career with Detroit in 2014. Then he was with Arizona. Then he was Toronto. Then he was Seattle. Now he's with the Giants. So 5 teams at the big league level. Has 1 Cy Young under his belt with the Blue Jays. And, of course, he was flipped for, I believe, Kevin Gausman in return. So some very interesting moves. Or maybe it was actually he was signed as a free agent with the Mariners. That's where he was. He signed with the Blue Jays on a 1-year deal, goes out and wins a Cy Young for him, joining the likes of Roger Clemens and Pat Henkin. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Iglesias. Iglesias 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to center, and he walked in his only trips to the plate. He's involved in a 3-team trade with the Nats. Actually, no, it was straight up. It was Doug Fister ended up going the other way. Nationals, Ian Kroll and Steve Lombardozzi. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike. I remember Steve Lombardozzi, he had a decent cup of coffee in the big leagues. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded over to third. It's booted by Schmidt. And he throws it away. And that's going to get a run in. And the Padres are on the board. Unbelievable. So Schmidt, the ball was grounded to Schmidt. It looked like he was going to field it. Bogaerts was running, and I think he thought about tagging Bogaerts. And as it turned out, he ends up dropping the ball, and then he fires it into the stands. I wonder if he can get 2 errors on the one play here. So first of all, he misses it out on the exchange, and then he throws it, and the ball ends up going into the seats, and that'll get the crowd going in San Diego. So it's definitely going to go down as an E6. Iglesias is going to go all the way around to second. No RBI on that one. And Bogaerts comes in to score, and the Padres are on the board as it's a 4-1 ball game. And there's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Freddie Fermin. Fermin 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out both times to the plate. Batting from the right side here against Ray as he checks and now delivers. There's a breaking ball down, and the count goes even at 1-1. That's the 102nd pitch delivered by Ray. And we have Ryan O'Hearn has moved himself into the on-deck batter's box to hit for Jake Cronenworth. So very interesting. The chess pieces are starting to unfold now. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field, moving back on the just in front of the track, and making the catch is Fitzgerald. Tagging at second and heading to third is Iglesias. So Fermin is going to be gone for the second out of the inning. And we're going to see if that is going to bring up the aforementioned Ryan O'Hearn. I wonder just how bad Cronenworth is feeling after that hit by pitch, but that ought to tell you something. When Cronenworth is getting pinched hit for, a left-handed hitter is coming in to face a left-handed pitcher. But that's what it is here. So O'Hearn off the bench as he is into pinch hit. Batting .273 on the year, 14 homers and 48 runs driven in. As Robbie Ray is now at 103 pitches. Dingleberry says, yeah, it should be 2 errors on that play. I'm just looking to see, and they did charge him with 2. So there you go. So you got the error on the ground ball and the error on the throw. And here comes the pitch from Ray. And the first pitch is a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. I do have Ryan Walker and Joey Lucchese up and throwing in the bullpen to the Giants as they are getting hot here. Here's the pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted into straightaway center field. This ball is going to be trouble, and this ball is going to be gone. A home run by Ryan O'Hearn. Oh, the magic touch as the Padres have now cut the lead to 1. It is a 4-3 ball game, a 2-run shot off the bat of O'Hearn. And the Padre faithful in San Diego are whooping it up now as the scoreline is now 4-3. So just what you think. Bring in the lefty to face the lefty. That's how it works. And that is going to bring Bob Melvin out. And last week, I know some of the folks that were listening in were upset with Melvin making a change a little bit too late. Well, maybe it's one batter too late again. It's going to be Bryce Johnson coming to the plate. We got ourselves a timeout. We'll keep you entertained with our friend Steve, and we'll be right back after this big league pitching change.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rodmacher coming back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot him, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool to go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Welcome back, everybody. There is the pitching change, and they are taking Robbie Ray out of the ball game here, and we're just waiting to see if it's going to be the righty or the lefty, as they had two up in the pen. It was Lucchesi and Walker who were throwing, as Bryce Johnson will be the one coming to the plate. So when you bring the lefty in to face the lefty, who knows what they're going to choose to do. Forget the matchups. Let's just throw them out the window, and that's how it works. Well, Bryce Johnson coming to the plate. And we're waiting for the confirmation of the arm here to face him. 3 runs all in the inning here for the Padres, as they have finally got on the board, and they finally got to Robbie Ray. 4-7-2 for the Giants. And the line for the Padres at this point, 3 runs on 3 hits so far in this one for them. So it is going to be Walker, and we are also going to have a pinch hitter, as it's going to be Gavin Sheets. So everybody is going to be moving around a little bit. It is Walker who takes over here. He is making on the season his 53rd appearance. He's got a record of 4-4. He also has 10 saves. So he is ready to take over with his 3.91 ERA. And the first pitch is a fastball that catches the outside corner, and it counts 0-1 to Sheets. 4-3 lead for the Giants here in the bottom half of inning number 7. We got ourselves a ball game. There's a fastball swung on, and it's fouled straight back, and the count now is a 1-2. 2 gone here in the inning, as Walker entrusted here. 251 is the average for Sheets, with 15 homers and 54 runs batted in, as he taps both sides of the plate, and he's ready to get the offering here. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 1-2 to Sheets. More action in the San Diego pen as Mason Miller and Wandy Peralta are up and throwing. That is one nasty bullpen. There is a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Ramos takes it on one hop, and he fires it back in, and Gavin Sheets has got himself a single. And that's going to bring up the top of the order in Fernando Tatis Jr. That pitch was left up in the air. It was too good a pitch at 0-2, and too much of a pitch that Sheets could handle. He did a good job of staying inside the baseball and going the other way with it. So now Sheets gets his lead over at first base, and the right-handed Walker having to face Tatis. And the first pitch, a fastball swung on, chopped right back to the mound. Walker fields it. He throws to first. Oh, that's an ugly at-bat. Ground out 1-3 to end the inning. But the Padres, they pound 3 runs onto the board, capped off by the 2-run pinch hit homer by Ryan O'Hearn. 3 runs in the inning on 2 hits. There were 2 errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. Your score as we move now to the top of the 8th inning. It is the Giants 4 and the Padres 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments right after this timeout. And why not? Here's our friend Ryan O'Hearn. back, everybody. It is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to come to bat for the Giants in the 8th inning. It'll be Lee, Koss, and Fitzgerald. Our friend Gracie Lynn says the technique you're hearing on that guitar is called chugging. I thought it was me gulping down the water in between innings here that you guys might have been able to hear, but that is the way it goes. It is going to be a pitching change as Wandy Peralta is coming in. He's going to be facing Jung-Hoo Lee here. So Wandy Peralta on in relief of David Morgan as he is ready to face the center fielder of the Giants. Lee, Koss, and Fitzgerald slated to come to bat. For Peralta, he's making his 56th appearance as the pitch is on the way. 95-mile-an-hour fastball that misses up and in for ball one. Count is 1-0. It is Peralta who delivers a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes even to 1-1. Dilated Entertainment in the house and says, "Go Giants." Well, welcome here, and we appreciate you for hanging out with us tonight as there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2 to Lee. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Giants jumped on the Padres with 4 in the first, and the Padres have answered back finally in the 7th. And that's where we stand, 4-3. Ground ball softly hit the first, fielded neatly by the first baseman, and that is O'Hearn, and he steps on the bag. And Lee is going to be retired on a ground out to 3, so 1 up and 1 away. That'll bring up the second baseman in Christian Koss. Have to get you the defensive changes for the Padres. As we said, Cronenworth is out of the game. Sheets has gone over to left. Arise has moved over to second base. That's interesting. I haven't seen a lot of second base play from him in the recent times, although I know he can play there. There's a breaking ball that misses outside the Koss, and the count's 1-0. Laureano moves from left field to center field. O'Hearn goes to first base, and Sheets takes over in left. There's a fastball swung on it, is chopped right back to the pitcher, and Peralta gets into it. I don't know what Peralta's doing. There you go. And he's able to tag out the runner. Koss is going to be gone on a ground out to 1. He's gone for the second out. So it was grounded out. He comes over to the line, and then he goes to chase after him, and Koss tries to juke him out. He ends up going out of the baseline, and they called him out. That's what happens when you have pitchers trying to make athletic plays. So that brings Fitzgerald to the plate, who is 1 for 3 tonight. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and away. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. We call this game. We are a fan of neither team. We're not a fan of the Giants, nor are we of the Padres. But we do enjoy watching good baseball, and I'd say it has been entertaining tonight. Breaking ball misses outside. The count goes to 2-0. We'll watch the same 2 teams tomorrow as Nick Pivetta goes for the Padres against the Taiwanese pitcher Teng. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses way outside. The count now goes to 3-1 on Fitzgerald. So 3 balls and 1 strike. They've had that umpire cam a few times tonight. I'm not sure I really like the view when it's in live. And there's a pitch that misses up. And that is going to be ball 4 as Fitzgerald's going to get himself a 2-out walk, and that'll bring up the catcher and Patrick Bailey. Yeah, we'll be back at it again tomorrow. Our friend Dilated Entertainment. I'm not sure what Dilated Entertainment is, but it sounds kind of intriguing. This brings Bailey to the plate, who is 0 for 1 tonight. He walked twice. As the lefty delivers the first pitch, it's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. We were talking in that last series that these 2 teams played against one another that Bailey could have went to bat with a ball on a tee, and not got a hit. There is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-1. I'm not sure why the Padres wouldn't just go right after the right-handed or the switch-hitting catcher of the Giants, who's hitting right-handed here. Again, the lefty works himself to the set, now delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted foul. The count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. I wonder if that hit by pitch on Cronenworth's elbow guard was a little bit more than I anticipated. Curious to see that. Our friend who was in here earlier, Dingleberry, was saying about, we were talking about different things. Speaking of players, when Jake Cronenworth was drafted originally out of the University of Michigan, that's that fastball misses inside. It's 2-2. The Tampa Bay Rays originally took him, weren't sure if they were going to use him as a positional player or as a pitcher because he was the closer at the University of Michigan. Breaking ball misses down and in. It's now full to Bailey. Dilated Entertainment says he collects vinyl and movies, so it's a wide range of entertainment. That's pretty cool. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on and it's grounded foul down the third base side. The count remains at 3-2 to Bailey. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the left-hander Peralta leans in, gets the sign. As he's ready to go back to work, he kicks and no, he throws over to first. They almost got Fitzgerald leading the wrong way. He was able to dive back safely. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it remains. Again, Peralta working himself to the set, and the pitch on the way. It is a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. Oh, Bailey couldn't get the bat off his shoulder. He's going to be gone for the third out of the inning, and that is going to do it here for the Giants in their top of the 8th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. They strand a runner aboard. You are now moving to the bottom of the 8th. Slated to come to bat is Arise, Machado, and Laureano. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few for the bottom of the 8th inning when we return right after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is a 4-3 game as we move to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is the Giants in the lead, and we'll be back in 30 seconds after this. Appreciate you guys for listening in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Back when we return. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the bottom half of the 8th inning. It is Luis Arise, Manny Machado, and Ramon Laureano to come to bat. Just waiting here if we are going to have a pitching change or if Orion Walker will be back out for another tour of duty as he came in to finish off the 7th. It is Walker still on the hill. And the first pitch on the way to Arise is a fastball that misses way outside. The count is 1-0. Walker's got a lot of movement on that pitch. It's a lot of arm side run. As the 1-0 pitch coming again here to Arise. There's another fastball that misses outside as it runs off the plate, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Defensive change for the Giants is Drew Gilbert has moved into right field to replace Fitzgerald as there's a fastball taken for a called strike. 95 miles an hour, and the count now goes to 2-1. So Gilbert in right field defensively for Fitzgerald. As the pitch is on the way, there's another fastball that backdoors its way in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to the second baseman of the Padres. Right-hander again working to the set. And the 2-2 on the way. Kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This is going to be lined into center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And Luis Arias is aboard with a leadoff single here to start the 8th inning. That's going to bring up the DH and Manny Machado. Well, the Padres have life, and they've got that spark from that last inning. Certainly the 2-run homer by Ryan O'Hearn, but the 2 errors by the third baseman Casey Schmidt to allow Bogarts to score and Iglesias get all the way over to second base may have been the fire starter that the Padres needed. There's a breaking ball ticket for a called strike. The count's 0-1 to Machado. So no balls and 1 strike. Machado batting from the right side here against the right-hander Walker, who delivers. Fastball just misses, and the count now goes to 1-1. Up and throwing is Randy Rodriguez in the Giant bullpen. So he is getting himself loose. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike. The count now goes to 1-2. Our friend Dilated Entertainment said the Ray-Bans Meta has better stability than the ump cam. Yeah, you're probably right. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2, or the DJI 7 Osmo P or whatever it is probably also has better stability. And the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on and missed, and Machado's down on strikes. He picks himself up a sombrero. It's his 3rd time he struck out tonight, and that is going to bring up the left fielder, Ramon Laureano. Well, is there somebody going to be the hero here for the Padres late? Ryan O'Hearn has done his part. This brings Laureano to the plate, who's 0 for 3 tonight. Time has been called as the home plate umpire has felt that Walker started to deliver, but the batter did not have eye contact. As the right-handed pitcher delivers a fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Laureano has struck out, grounded out, and flown out tonight. So 0 for 3. But he usually shows up in innings after the 7th. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to second. They go short. They go to second for 1, back to first. And it's going to be a double play. We were talking about double plays earlier. Well, there's one that shows up. It is of the 6-4-3 variety. And that is going to do it here as Laureano is gone for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. Your score as we move now to the top of the 9th inning. It is the Giants 4 and the Padres 3. Stay with us, everybody. The 9th inning and the deep water is upon us, and we'll be right back after this from our good friend, Steve Rademacher.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. And I don't know if he's got any vinyl records, but you'll have to ask him for that as well. I'm sure in that closet he's probably got all kinds of stuff. We'll be back in just a couple moments as we will take this time out and return for the top of the 9th. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Mason Miller coming on in relief here as he is set to face the top of the order for the Giants. Helio Ramos, Rafi Devers, and Willie Adames. And the first pitch breaking ball drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Miller, the 26-year-old, a deadline deal from the Oakland Athletics, making his 45th appearance of the year. He has got himself 44 2/3 innings under his belt. There's a fastball swung on it, is grounded over the head of the pitcher and into center field. And Ramos is aboard with a base hit single, and that is going to bring up the first baseman, Rafi Devers. Just finishing off the piece on Miller, him and his 100-plus mile-an-hour fastball. He has 44 2/3 innings under his belt. He's allowed 25 hits. 19 runs, 18 have been earned, walking 20 and striking out 73 in those 44 2/3 innings. So Devers looking to turn a pitch around here as the first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count's 0-1. That breaking ball can be knee buckling. It's 87 miles an hour, and then he comes back with a 103 mile an hour fastball, or 102, whatever he can bring it up to tonight. That makes it just devastating. And there's another breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-2 to Devers. So no balls and 2 strikes. Top of the 9th inning, the Giants are clinging now to a 1-0 lead. All their runs came back in inning number 1. As the right-hander delivers, there's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-2. And we said in the first inning, they said that sometimes that teams go cold after they get a big first inning. Well, the Giants haven't been able to put another run across the board yet. That is where this would stand here. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Miller delivers. Fastball at 100 that misses way upstairs, and the count goes now to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Miller getting the sign from his catcher. He checks the runner over at first. And the pitch is a fastball that misses way outside. Now the count runs full to Devers. Well, certainly this is what you'll not want from Miller here, who is in a lot of ways a closer. Maybe not the closer for the Padres at this point because they have Suarez as the pitch on the way. There is a breaking ball swung on, grounded to second. They go to second for 1, back to first, and it's not going to be in time. Devers able to get down the line. It's going to be a fielder's choice to erase Ramos. It was 4-6 on the putout. He's gone for the first out of the inning. Safe at first is Devers. And that is going to bring up the shortstop in Willie Adames. Well, for Adames, he is 1 for 4. He's got a single and 4 trips. As the right-hander Miller works himself to the set position. As he kicks and delivers, there's a 101 mile an hour fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1 to Adames. Adames with the single and 4 trips tonight, but it's been the early part of the ball game where he was not happy with the balls and strikes that he was getting, and then, of course, he got picked off at first base. So he and the umpires were not best of friends tonight in this one. There's a fastball that is swung on and lifted foul into the seats down the first base line, and the count goes to 1-2. So he's seen 2 straight hitters. I wouldn't be surprised that Miller comes back with a breaking ball here. See if he can buckle up Willie Adames. Here comes the 0-2. Pitch on the way. No breaking ball there. 102 mile an hour heater swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th inning, the Padres will send Bogaerts, Iglesias, and Fermin to the plate. But they have to get through this top of the 9th. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball down. They peel over to the first base umpire. And they said that Adames didn't go. The count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. We'll get a look at the replay on that one. Oh, boy. I think they got a little bit of home cooking on that one. So here's the 1-2 pitch. There's a breaking ball waved out and missed. And now it is Adames who is down on strikes. He's gone for the second out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the third baseman in Casey Schmidt. Well, for Schmidt, he is officially 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a double in his trips to the plate. He's also drawn a walk. And around that, he has struck out and flown out. And the first pitch breaking ball is taken for a called strike, and the count's 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Kind of makes you wonder when the guy's throwing 103 with movement. He's got some movement, does Miller. Are you sitting a little softer? You're looking for the breaking ball from him. Here's the pitch. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. When this game is over, we'll give you a full recap around Major League Baseball, as a lot of the other games are pretty close to reaching their final. There's still a couple of games that are going, as that pitch is swung on and fouled away. 2 other games are also one's in the bottom of the ninth and one's in the top of the ninth, but everything else has been completed. It was a rainout in Chicago today as they played a day-night doubleheader. Brewers won that first one, but the second game was washed out. They'll make it a part of a day-night doubleheader tomorrow. And here's the pitch from Miller. It's a fastball that misses way outside, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, Miller can be pretty filthy. That is for certain. His stuff is that good. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses down. That's going to run the count now full to Schmidt. So that's going to put Devers in motion here. We've got 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 gone here in the top of the 9th inning. As the right-handed hitting Schmidt waiting on the offering from Miller. It's going to be some good old-fashioned hardball. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on. Grounded over to third. Fielded by Iglesias. He fires to first, and that is going to do it. Ground out 5-3 to end the inning. And now we're going right into the deep water. The bottom of the 9th is just around the corner. No runs in the inning on 2 hits. There was, check that, 1 hit. There was no errors and 1 runner left aboard. Your score as we now move to the bottom of the 9th inning. It is 4-3 for the Giants. Stay with us, everybody. My guess it'll be Rodriguez coming in because he was heating up. And we're going to see how this one's all going to close its way out. I'll be right back in just a few, right after this timeout. We got a score line of 4-3 for the Giants. We'll be back in just a bit. The bottom of the 9th is just around the corner.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Randy Rodriguez to try to close this one out, as he is going to be facing or slated to face Bogarts, Iglesias, and Fermin. So we'll see how this is going to work out for him, too. And it was, as he takes over here, Ryan Walker's day is done. So Randy Rodriguez on a relief. He is making his 49th appearance of the year. He's worked 48 2/3 innings. He's allowed 32 hits, 11 runs, 9 of which have been earned. He has walked 11 and struck out 66. He has 3 saves in 6 save opportunities on the season. But he has been a little bit shaky after the All-Star break. So let's see what happens here. as the right-hander ready to go. And so Bargart steps in, and the first pitch is a 97-mile-an-hour fastball taken for a called strike, and the count's 0-1. Bogarts tonight 1 for 3. He got the party started in the 7th inning with a double. Came home on the errors by Casey Schmidt. Rodriguez works himself to the belt. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and now Bogarts is in the hole at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. 4 runs in the first inning for the Giants. 3 home runs off the bats of Ramos, Devers, and Flores. Flores, the 2-run variety. And then the 3 runs by the Padres in the 7th. There was a fastball swung on it. It is nubbed over toward first base. Fielded neatly by Devers. The underhand flips it to the pitcher covering. And that is going to retire Bogarts. It's going to go down as a ground out 3-1 for the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the third baseman in Jose Iglesias. Well, for Iglesias, he's officially 0 for 2 tonight. He has reached on an error and scored a run. He has walked and he has flown to center. So he steps on here ready to face Rodriguez. As he gets himself ready to go. Rodriguez, not a big fella, actually. He stands in at 6 foot tall. I thought he was a little bit bigger than that, or at least my impression was him, but he plays larger than life. He is a lanky right-hander as the first pitch ready to come. And it is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is quickly 1-0 to Iglesias. Padres need to get a runner on. They need to get some life. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that misses outside. And the count now goes to 2-0, so 2 balls and no strikes. As the pitch is on the way, squaring to bunt is Iglesias, but he pulls back and he takes that for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Waggling the bat is Iglesias, waiting on the offering from the right-hander, who kicks and fires. Fastball misses down. Count now goes to 3-1. So Padres looking for some life here, needing a base runner. Looking ahead here, Fermin and O'Hearn slated to come to bat next. So here comes the 3-1 offering. Pitch on the way. Fastball center cut for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Iglesias. Again, the right-hander kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on and lifted foul over on the first base side. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. Again, the right-hander kicks and he fires. There's a fastball swung on and another one lifted foul. This one's slicing into the seats just down the right field line again, and the count remains at 3-2 to Iglesias. So Iglesias starting to have a battle here, as this is going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. So if you just joined us, 4-3, the Giants are in the lead here. Padres trying to find a way back in. Another fastball swung on and another one lifted foul, and the count remains 3-2. This is turning into a classic at-bat here for the veteran Jose Iglesias. And again, another 3-2 pitch on the way. As the pitch comes, it's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is going to be looped into left field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. And Iglesias is aboard with a single. He wins the battle against Rodriguez. That's going to put a runner at first with 1 gone, and it's going to bring Freddie Fermin to the plate. So for Fermin, he is 0 for 3 tonight. He has struck out twice, and he has flown to right field. It's an opportunity here to face Rodriguez. Rodriguez really had to work in that at-bat against Iglesias, as they slowly ratchet his pitch count up. Here's the first pitch to Fermin. He squares to bunt and he pulls back. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Interesting maneuver here by the Padres brass. Fermin waggling the bat, waiting here on the offering from the right-hander who kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Count now runs even to 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, the right-hander ready to work again as he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball at 97 that misses well off the outside corner. Now the count goes to 2-1 on Fermin. Padres, do they have some magic in them in the 9th inning, or can Rodriguez close the deal? Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Right-hander delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on it. It's popped up on the infield. Coming over underneath it is Devers. He calls everybody else off, and he just barely makes the catch. Oh, boy. He made that adventuresome for sure. Rafi Devers retires and he gets a big smile out of Devers like he had it all the way, but that's going to retire Fermin for the 2nd out of the inning. Oh, boy. So 2 gone here with the runner at first, and it brings the hero of the 7th inning to the plate, Ryan O'Hearn. O'Hearn hit the home run in inning number 7 to close the gap to 4-3. And here comes the first offering from Rodriguez. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. And now they're going to throw that baseball out of play, and they're going to get themselves a new one. So 1 ball and no strikes. O'Hearn taps both sides of the plate. He digs himself in. He's ready to get the offering here from the right-hander Rodriguez, who kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count runs even now at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. It's been an entertaining ball game tonight in San Diego as the 1-1 pitch on the way. Fastball misses up and away. They appeal over to the third base umpire, but they say he didn't go. That was third base umpire Sean Barber. He's not had a busy night tonight, and he, in my opinion, made the right call. I don't think that O'Hearn pulled the trigger. Here's the 2-1. Fastball at the knees, taken for a called strike, and now the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. I think if you're Randy Rodriguez, if you've got any type of a changeup here, this would be the opportunity. If you could pull the string here on O'Hearn. Here comes the 2-2. And that is a breaking ball that just misses a little low. Oh, that pitch looked pretty darn good, but the home plate umpire, James Hoy, said no way. That's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. You get a chance to go back and look at the balls and strikes in this one. Both teams are going to be just really, really upset. And I think the Giants might have had a case right there to end this one. So here we go. Fans on their feet at Petco. The 3-2 on the way. Breaking ball swung on, popped up, and this is going to reach the seats behind home plate, and the count is still going to be 3-2 to O'Hearn. Waiting on deck is Gavin Sheets. Should O'Hearn be able to reach base safely? So Rodriguez gets back, ready to go again. He leans in, and he works himself to the belt. There goes the runner. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field, but not deep enough. As Ramos is underneath it, he's there to make the catch, and that is going to do it. As that is going to be the 3rd out of the inning, and that will end it here as the Giants are going to come away as the victors in this one. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard on the 9th inning. Your final score is the Giants 4, the Padres 3. Everybody, we appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow night. Same 2 teams, same place. We'll come back after this. We'll wrap it up for you. We'll give you all the out-of-town scores, and then we'll call it a night. Hang tight, everybody.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to give you the roundup here of this one, and then we're also going to give you the scores from around Major League Baseball tonight. This one here, the Giants did all their damage in inning number 1. A leadoff home run by Helio Ramos was followed up by a home run by Raffy Devers that gave the Giants a 2-0 lead. After Willie Adames ground out, Casey Schmidt doubled, and Wilmer Flores stepped up and hit a 2-run shot. The Giants had the lead of 4-0. It stayed that way all the way to the 7th inning. And with 1 out in the 7th, it was a leadoff double by Xander Bogaerts. Iglesias reached on an error by the shortstop that brought home Bogaerts also on the throw, 2 errors on the play. And that made the scoreline at that point 4-1. And with 2 out, they pinch hit Ryan O'Hearn, came in for Jake Cronenworth, and he deposited a 2-run shot into the seats. And that cut the gap to 4-3, but that was as close as the Padres could come. 4 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Giants, 3-6-0 for the Padres. Robbie Ray gets the win. It's his 10th of the year against 6 losses. Nasty Nestor Cortez goes to 1-2. Randy Rodriguez, he gets his 4th save for the Giants. Again, your final here, 4-3. Now we'll take a look at the roundup for around Major League Baseball. We'll kick it off in Detroit. The Tigers blanked the Astros 10-0. 10-13-0 for the Tigers, 0-5-0 for the Stros. Flaherty the win, he goes to 7-12. Arrighetti the loss, he goes to 1-4. Blue Jays going to Pittsburgh, and they take it on the chin, losing 5-2 to the Pirates, 5-6-0 to the Pirates. Defense was the problem for the Jays, 2 runs, 6 hits, and 3 errors. Sisk gets the win, he's 1-1 for the Pirates. Yariel Rodriguez takes the loss. He goes to 2-1 for the Jays. Santana, his 8th save of the year for the Pirates. Cardinals beat the Marlins 8-3, 8-10-1 for the Cardinals. Marlins 3-6-2. Swanson gets the win. He's 2-0. Bacher takes the loss. He's 5-1. Phillies took care of the Mariners tonight, pounded out 21 hits off of Mariner pitchers. 12-21-0 for the Phillies, 7-9-1 for the Mariners. Ranger Suarez the win, he's 9-6. Logan Gilbert the loss, he goes to 3-5. Orioles knock off the Red Sox in Boston 6-3. It was 6-12-0 for the Orioles, 3-6-0 for the Red Sox. Rogers gets the win, he goes to 6-2 for the O's. Dustin May the loss, he falls to 7-9. White Sox add to the Braves' woes. Lots of hits in Atlanta tonight. 13 runs, 19 hits, 1 error for the White Sox. 9-15-2 for the Braves. Gomez the win for the Chi Sox. Strider takes the loss. He goes to 5-11 on the year. Royals beat the Texas Rangers tonight 4-3. Michael Wacha gets the win. He goes to 8-9. Leiter the loss. He goes to 7-7. Estevez gets his 32nd save. 4-8-0 for the Royals, 3-11-0 for the Rangers. Rockies walk it off on a warming Bernabel base hit. In the bottom of the 9th inning, they beat the Dodgers tonight 4-3. 4-6-0 for the Rocks, 3-8-0 for the Dodgers. Vodnik the win. He goes to 4-3. Robleski the loss, falls to 4-5. Reds knock off the Angels. 4-11-0 for the Reds. 1-8-0 for the Angels. Singer gets his win. That's 11 against 9 losses. Medeiros the loss. He goes to 0-1. Scott Barlow gets his first save in a Reds uniform. Guardians hang on in Arizona tonight to beat the Diamondbacks 3-1. 3-5-0 for the Guards. 1-6-0 for the D-backs. Gavin Williams, 8-4 now on the year, gets the win for the Guardians. Zach Gallen takes the loss. He drops to 9-13. Cam Smith gets his 7th save of the year for the Guardians. Again, your final 3-1 for Cleveland. And then the other final score, the Brewers have started a new streak, 7-9-0 for the Brew Crew, 0-2-1 for the Cubs. Freddie Peralta, the win, he goes to 15-5. Horton takes the loss, he goes to 7-4. The back end of that doubleheader, which was supposed to be played, ended up being a rain out for the second end of the game, and that's the way it goes in that one there. Harrison, our friend who is a New York Mets fan, he popped into the stream here at the last little bit. We appreciate you, Harrison, for popping in and saying hello. You missed this one here tonight, but you got a chance to come back tomorrow. Hopefully you'll be in here to join us. Again, it's been another Last Raps Baseball production. Our game tomorrow night will be the same two teams, same channel, same time, 6:40 Pacific, 9:40 Eastern. Hope you can be here. Have a great night, everybody, and we will see you again later tomorrow night.